about Pollard?
I'm not really into village tittle-tattle, Pearl. Oh, but Val mentioned this.
She must be really upset.
Not so you'd notice. She goosed me while I was getting things out of the washer this morning.
They must have one of them open relationships.
Well, any kind of relationship would be nice, open or closed.
A good-looking fella like you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Unfortunately, they have to pass the Paddy test.
What's that, then?
He doesn't like me getting too familiar with the clients.
It's that posh piece, isn't it?
No?
Oh, you fellas. Any young woman with a pulse, you're hopeless.
I know.
I never knew there was such a thing. Dominatrix?
Well, you and me left school. It wasn't exactly a career choice.
I don't believe Councillor Pollard would indulge in that sort of pastime.
Ah, there's no accounting for taste.
But he's a government official.
From what I've read in the papers, it's part of the job description. See you.
Controversial candidate Eric Pollard was caught on camera with the notorious Madam Shirley. And he reckons he's fit enough to represent decent people like us.
I don't think we should be too hard on him, like she obviously was.
Ms Walsh, whose business cards are a common sight in local phone boxes, describes herself as offering strict discipline for naughty men. What can I get you, Eric?
Give him 6 of the best.
Don't believe everything you read in the gutter press.
Photographs never lie.
I know you're behind this.
Like Madam Shirley was behind you.
Let's face it, Eric. You've been caught with your pants down.
I was not.
Thank goodness.
It was a setup.
How you would say that?
What are the prospects with your election now, eh?
Page 3. Right, bye. Mwah. You'd be careful out there.
What, and the mean streets are hotting?
Yeah. And you be careful out there too, all right? See you later. Yeah. Domestic bliss, eh? Don't knock it, Diane. I waited long enough. So it's Curly by the look of it.
Well, I suppose it takes all sorts.
I can't imagine your Leonard visiting a dominatrix.
He's got one at home.
Oh, are you all right?
Why shouldn't it be?
Well, it's always the partner that suffers when the politician is found in flagrante.
I don't think you're helping, Leslie.
No skin off my nose.
No, it's the skin off Eric's back.
So, come on, does he, get up to monkey business?
Takes him all his time to get his socks off.
We're backing you, Mr. Pollard. Whatever you do in your private time is your business.
I haven't blasted well done anything.
Hang on, Eric.
You're late?
Oh, yeah?
What are you doing here?
Driving the bin wagon? Are you going to get in or what?
Hey, I've not finished with that yet.
Yeah, well, I don't want one of you jokers pinning it up on the notice board. Any road, you haven't got time to read papers. You should be tracking our investments.
I was wondering, should we have one more push? Put a bit more money in?
I didn't have you down as the avaricious type.
Give me avaricious.
Oh.
Well, no, I'm not. I just want to make a bit extra so I can stay a bit longer when we go and see our Owen.
Oh, go on then. You've got to speculate to accumulate. I'll job a bit extra in. It'll make up what Eric loses on expenses.
Do you want to come back in, Leslie?
If Simon thinks I'm playing fast and loose with money, he'd go mad. Doesn't Len mind?
Haven't told him yet. It's half the fun.
What are you going to spend your money on?
Well, she could always buy Eric some handcuffs and a leather mask.
Yeah, and I could get a muzzle for you.
Do you mind if I join you?
Yes.
It must be embarrassing having your foibles put in the public gaze.
It's not embarrassing, it's ruddy annoying, and it's all lies.
You're in the public life. What do you expect?
Some respect?
Yes, but you have to earn respect.
What would you know? And anyway, I've done nothing wrong. Ah, what's the point? And I could do without lectures from a bratty old woman. Just leave me alone, will you?
You're lucky the way Kaylee's settled in.
Oh, I know. I could have ended up with a spoilt brat who thought I was trying to steal her daddy away. Instead, she's like a kid sister. We just have a laugh.
I think it means more to her than just that.
She's a straightforward, happy kid, Diane. End of story.
It's never end of story.
You know what your trouble is? You think that every kid's like one of Jack's lot.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, let's face it, they have had more than their fair share of hang-ups.
Do you want to know something?
Nope.
I believe you. I'm a good judge of character.
Well, you're in a minority of one round here. I realised I'm wasting my time packing it all in.
Oh, you can't do that.
Watch me.
And I thought you had some gumption. You've never been put off by people tittle-tattling in the past.
If I was, I'd never get up in the morning.
You're a proper letdown.
What does it matter to you?
If someone as hard-faced as you can be intimidated, what chance is there for folk like me?
Do you really think I've, got gumption?
You wouldn't have a nice lass and a thriving business if you didn't have something special.
You're right. Why should I concern myself with non-entities and their sniggerings?
That's the ticket.
I'm sorry I called you Batty.
I nearly forgot to put this out.
They derided Churchill. They mocked Gandhi.
Yeah, but they didn't like their bottoms being spanked by a big fat tart from Houghton.
You mentioned you wanted to dispose of a few things.
Well, we're not exactly scrabbling around for cash.
Oh, he's frightened I might flog his Rupert annuals.
Oh, do you have some?
Yes, from volume 1 in mint condition. And before you ask, no, I'm not selling.
Told you. But we do have a lot of clutter.
Well, OK, let's do it. We can either work on a commission basis or cash, whichever you want. Actually, there's an antiques fair this weekend, so there's no time like the present. If you want me to take a few things off your hands.
Sounds reasonable.
Oh, Rodney always sounds reasonable, but he did take us for a grand over that vase.
Ah, that was Jamie.
Oh, I bet you did all right out of it.
I can see no one's going to take advantage of you.
I'm glad we've got that straight.
Eric! Can I buy you a nice stiff drink?
Whiskey and a sandwich ham, please.
Now, what's this we've been hearing about you?
And I can do without innuendos for a cross-dresser, thank you.
Oh, you're the chap in the local rag, aren't you?
Sorry?
Well, your only mistake was getting caught.
I wasn't even...
Nothing wrong with a bit of naughtiness. Gray and I are rather partial to the occasional frolic, aren't we, darling?
Be quiet.
Aww. That's what I like to see. Kids doing their homework without having to be asked.
It's not homework. It's a letter.
Oh, don't tell me. Fan letter to James Blunt. I sent one to John Travolta once, and he replied. Or at least his secretary did, anyway. He was my first knockback, really.
To my mum. Oh, I'll need to get the address off my dad.
Well, I'm not sure how he's going to feel about that, Kaylee. Things are a bit difficult between them.
She is my mother, Louise.
Don't let Rodney wind you up.
He hasn't.
Give over.
He really hasn't. I've had some counselling.
What are you on about?
Your friend, Noreen?
You really are losing it, Eric.
The opposite. She's made me see what really counts. And that's not a load of ungrateful no-hopers too idle to get out of bed to vote. From now on, I'm going to concentrate on the two most important things in my life, both of which I've neglected. The business and you.
Oh, Eric. Do you mean it?
You, more than anyone else, know that I'm a man of my word.
So you're going to speak to her or what? I mean it. It's for the sake of the business.
You were like an old woman.
What do you think your game is?
What are you on about?
You, harassing my wife. Oh, I'm glad you found it amusing. Miss Purdy and I don't.
What? What's she been saying?
I don't have to explain myself to you.
You do if you start making accusations.
Leave her alone.
Oh, I see. You're the only one allowed to play the field, is that it?
Look, mate, we're not discussing this. I'm warning you.
How sporting.
If you persist, I will finish you professionally.
You could try.
And given the state of your practice's reputation, I don't think it'd be that hard. Do you really think she'd be interested in someone like you? Someone so one-dimensional?
What do you mean?
Have you got an envelope?
Yeah, on the side. Kaylee, I really think you should check with your dad before you send that letter.
I'm not going to ask him if all he's going to do is slag her off.
Well, I'm sure he won't.
Hiya. What's for dinner? I'm starving. Everything okay?
I've got a letter I want to send to my mum.
Right, it's me back to my shoebox in Rollsfield. I suddenly feel loads better. My mate's okay. His landlady's a bit of an old boot. He's got this psycho son who kicks off every time his egg's too runny.
Well, you're not going to move back here?
It got a bit complicated last time, didn't it?
Well, that's a bit of an understatement. You're not very good at relationships, are you?
Oh, and that's the expert talking, is it?
Yeah. Hey, I tell you what, you can buy us a pint once you parked up.
Ah, go on then.
Some small recompense for the rent that I've been missing out on.
I'll see you in a minute.
See you in a minute.
For the first time in my life, I'm going to put number 1 first and number 2, you.
I'm not a number 2. We're equal partners.
To a degree. We're a team.
Yeah, we're a team. For the first time in my life, I've had a proper relationship.
You've had lots of men.
Men's the polite term for them. They've all had me, that's for sure. But you and me, we've got a partnership. Do you know something? I used to laugh at married couples. Getting in from work, having their dinner and then flaking out on the sofa. I reckon they were dead boring. But I know now they weren't. They weren't out chasing this and that. They'd got it right. About love. That could be us, Eric.
Yes.
You never know. We might even have kids.
Steady on. I haven't got a great track record in that department. Well, you haven't.
No.
Touch me by all means. As long as you don't mention children.
You've forgiven him then?
All of that stuff in the papers was the best thing that ever happened to us.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's brought us together.
You must be a sucker for punishment.
I am not.
Not you, him.
Don't mind her.
Well, no. Just proves that I made the right choice.
Oh, look who's crawled out from under a stone.
Hello. Can I have a quote from you, please, Councillor Pollard?
Certainly. Get knotted.
Can you spell that?
About your rival candidate's misfortune.
He's not interested.
Misfortune?
Apparently Irving Ward's had some type of a breakdown.
Really?
He's gone missing.
Why don't you go missing?
Come on, pal. People are seriously concerned here.
Are they really?
You can't stop me writing to her,
I didn't say I would.
because I'll phone her. And if you take my phone off me, I'll use a mate's.
Hang on. All I want to know is why you want to get in contact all of a sudden.
It's only natural, really.
Because if you've got some problem here, I'd just sooner you talk to me about it first.
Read it then.
No, I don't want to censor it.
Read it.
Look, I'll just leave you guys to it, okay?
I want you to know too.
Do you think I'm one-dimensional?
No comment.
Do you?
What's up with him?
Do you think I'm one-dimensional? Go on, be honest.
What, as in, like, a shallow person?
Yeah.
Superficial.
Yes.
Where's this all come from?
Well, am I?
Some woman's dissed you, hasn't she? Oh. Do you need some TLC?
Please, don't encourage him.
Yes, that's exactly what I need. A lot of TLC.
Punters and staff are off limits.
What's left?
I'll see to them.
Oh, it's okay. I heard you were back.
Is that a problem?
Would it make any difference? Believe it or not, it's really good to see you again.
Is it?
Yes. In a strictly asexual sort of way.
You wouldn't know the meaning of the word. You definitely do. Get them drinks in quickly before you get back in your knife drawer.
Hi, Mum. I hope you are well. I know we haven't been in touch a lot, but I want you to know things are going great here. I've got some great mates and school is going okay, apart from my spelling. But best of all, Dad is much more chilled. He's met an Australian lady called Louise. She's blonde and dead sexy. What?
That'll please her.
But best of all, she's really nice to me. We have a right laugh, so there's no need to worry about me. My new mum is ace. That's why I'm writing, so I can move on. You both can.
Is that it?
Lots of love, Kaylee.
Come here.
Please do not forget to vote.
Eric?
Hi.
What are you doing?
There's an old Buddhist saying, Valerie, you can't chase happiness.
You're never a Buddhist. A nutter, more like.
Vote. It's fate. The moment I stop worrying about the election comes to me.
And what was all that guff about me and the business being the only things that count?
It wasn't guff. Now we can have it all.
You mean you can?
Us. Successful business, political power, and each other. And that will stop all those petty innuendos.
I thought you were above all that.
I am. Dish these out, will you?
No! Eric! Where you going?
Wipe that grin off Blackstock's face.
Eric! Hey, don't blank me! You little weasel!
So, all she wanted to say to her mum was that things were really cool here.
That's all right, then.
Sorry for what I said about Jack's kids.
You're probably right. It doesn't make me care less about them. It comes with being a stepmother, as you're about to find out.
A stepmother?
What else are you? She lives with you, you care about her, she's starting to rely on you, but you have no real say. That's being a step-parent in my book. I've been there, Louise, it's not easy. And it's 24/7. Is that what you want? And if it is, are you up to it?
Of course I'm not a stepmother. I mean, just because we have a laugh and we talk about lipstick and the latest pop star on the telly doesn't mean I'm a stepmother. You know me, Diane. I've never wanted to have kids.
Oh, give me some of that.
It's all yours. Do you think I'm one-dimensional?
More than likely.
Cheers.
Well, you can't help it, you're a fella.
Oh, don't you start at me. I've had Paddy at me all day.
He probably deserved it. Do you know, I'm giving up fellas for good. Ever since I grappled my first lad on the backseat of a biker bus when I was 12, they've given me nought but trouble.
Well, you know what they say. Women are from Venus and men are from Mars.
Yeah, well, they can all go bloomin' back there. Especially that get Eric. Do you know, he promises me the earth 1 minute, and then it's like it never happened in the blink of an eye later. Well, that's the last time I bat for him. When he gets into hanky-panky again, whether real or imagined, he's on his own.
So, you're going to put yourself through more public humiliation. Big deal.
Oh, I think it's a big deal for you.
Don't flatter yourself.
Otherwise, why would you have gone to such lengths to derail my campaign?
Well, you don't need my help. You're a joke, universally despised.
Don't underestimate me, Rodney.
No?
No. If I am despised, have you thought the reason why?
Well, there's no mystery there. You're a crook. Not to mention a tin pot egotist. Every small town has one. I'm really surprised you're not chairman of the local football team, too.
It might be because some people have tried to get one over on me and come off worse.
Oh, my word, he's threatening me.
Lost their business, kicked out of politics, ended up in prison.
So what are you going to do to me? Slap a noise abatement notice on me if I break wind?
Your amusing little pranks and cheap jibes cease to be funny. I've had enough Blackstock. And you're right. There are few who have good reason to resent me. But think on this. There are also one or two no longer around to tell the tale.
You can pay for that.
No, Rodney. I think you'll find you're gonna pay for it.